Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss the topic, the process of formation of mature gamete, process of formation of ovum. Process of formation of ovum is called oogenesis. Process of formation of ovum is called oogenesis. Ovum is secreted from the ovary. Development of ovum is taking place in the ovary only. So the process of formation of a mature female gamete means ovum only. The process of formation of mature female gamete is called oogenesis, which is markedly different from spermatogenesis. Already we had learned the spermatogenesis. Oogenesis has some difference from spermatogenesis. Oogenesis is initiated during the embryonic developmental stage when a couple of mature mother cells, oogonia, are formed. Oogonia is the first structure. From that, oogenesis starts. Oogonia are formed within each fetal ovary. No more are formed and added after birth. No cells are added after the birth. By birth itself, oogonia develop in the female baby. When it is up to the birth, these all cells are developed inside the female body and added up. No cells are added after the birth. These cells start division and prophase one of the meiotic division and get temporarily arrested called the primary oocytes. So first structure is oogonia. These oogonia are formed within fetal ovary. When fetus is inside the ovary, uterus of the mother itself, in the fetal ovary, these oogonia are formed. No more cells are formed after the birth. That is the speciality of oogenesis. Oogenesis starts from oogonia, that is the mother cells only. Mother cells. These cells are developed, then this embryo is in the uterus of the mother itself. In the fetal ovary, this oogonia developed, and no more cells are formed and added after birth. These cells start division at prophase one of meiotic division and get temporarily arrested and are called primary oocytes. So second structure is primary oocytes. Each primary oocyte then gets surrounded by a layer of granulosa cells, and then called it is primary follicle. Primary follicle. This diagram showing the primary follicle only. This is the diagram showing, this is the structure of primary follicle. This cell surrounding it is called the granular cells only. So primary follicle formed after the layers of the cells are surrounded by granulosa cells, and new theca called secondary follicles. So afterwards, this primary follicle, a large number of these follicles degenerate during the phase from birth to puberty. Large number of these primary follicles degenerate during the phase from birth to puberty, adult stage. Therefore, at puberty, only 60,000 to 80,000 primary follicles left in each ovary. The primary follicles get surrounded by more layers of granulosa cells and a new covering, new theca, that is covering, and called secondary follicles. So first it starts from mother cells only. First it started from oogonia. Oogonia is the gamete mother cells. Gamete is forming from which cell? That is called as gamete mother cells. So gamete mother cell is also calling as oogonia. The speciality of this oogonia is it is developed within the fetal ovary. When this baby girl is as a fetus in the uterus of the mother itself, these cells are developed. No more oogonia are formed and added after the birth. No more oogonia are formed and added after the birth. After which, these cells starts division and enter into prophase one of the meiotic division. These cells undergo meiotic division. Oogonia undergoes meiotic cell division and get temporarily arrested at that stage, called the primary oocytes. Each primary oocyte then gets surrounded by a layer of granulosa cells. Each primary oocyte then gets surrounded by a layer of granulosa cells and then called the primary follicle. Each primary oocyte surrounded by a layer of granulosa cells and then called the primary follicles. A large number of these follicles degenerate during the phase from birth to puberty. Therefore, at puberty, only 60,000 to 80,000 primary follicles are left in each ovary. At puberty, only 60,000 to 80,000 primary follicles are left in each ovary because many of the cells are degenerate up to the puberty. The primary follicle gets surrounded by more layers of granulosa cells and a new covering also forming, then it is called the secondary follicles. The secondary follicle soon transforms into a tertiary follicle. So primary follicle, tertiary, secondary follicle, then it is transformed into a tertiary follicle, which is characterized by a fluid-filled cavity called andra. Tertiary follicle we can be identified by the presence of a fluid-filled cavity called andra. The theca layer, theca means outer covering, is organized into an inner theca interna and outer theca called externa. Two-layer covering is there. The theca has two-layer covering. Outer covering is called externa and inner covering is called interna. It is important to draw your attention that it is at this stage that the primary oocyte within the tertiary follicle grows in size. Primary oocyte, which is present in the tertiary follicle, grows in size and completes its first meiotic division. It is an unequal division only, resulting in the formation of large haploid secondary oocyte. So primary oocyte was present inside the tertiary follicle. It completes its meiotic cell division. It is an unequal division only, resulting in the formation of large number of haploid secondary oocyte and a tiny first polar body. So primary oocyte, which is present in the tertiary follicle, undergo unequal division. Unequal division means secondary oocyte is larger in size and polar body is smaller in size only. One cell is large and other cell is smaller. The larger cell is secondary oocyte and the smaller cell is polar body. The secondary oocyte retains bulk of the nutrient-rich cytoplasm of the primary oocyte. The secondary oocyte retains mass of the nutrient-rich cytoplasm of the primary oocyte. This first polar body born out of the first meiotic division divide further or degenerate. At present, we are not very certain about this condition. The first polar body, which is formed along with the secondary oocyte, is surviving or degenerate. At present, we are not sure about this. The tertiary follicle further changes into the mature follicle or Graafian follicle. So primary follicle, secondary follicle, tertiary follicle. In tertiary follicle, these many changes are taking place. In tertiary follicle, primary oocyte divided into by meiotic cell division to form two unequal cells. First one is primary oocyte and the polar body. Afterwards, this tertiary follicle further changes into the mature follicle or Graafian follicle. The secondary oocyte forms a new membrane called a zona pellucida. The Graafian follicle you can see here. This is the structure of Graafian follicle. The secondary oocyte forms a new membrane called zona pellucida. Secondary oocyte forming a new membrane called zona pellucida surrounding it. The Graafian follicle now rupture. This Graafian follicle rupture means break to release the secondary oocyte. This is the secondary oocyte present there. This Graafian follicle rupturing and releasing the secondary oocyte from the ovary by the process called the ovulation. A diagrammatic representation of oogenesis only showing by this diagram. Blood vessels are there and this is the primary follicle and some are tertiary follicle. Tertiary follicle showing andrum also showing fluid filled inside this one is tertiary follicle having some fluid filled. That fluid is called andrum and this is the Graafian follicle. Graafian follicle, tertiary follicle changes into mature Graafian follicle. This is the released ovum and these two are the corpus luteus. These are the corpus luteum. So we will see the diagram by that. This is the sectional view of ovary. Sectional view of ovary only showing this one. So blood vessels, the same diagram only given in the textbook also. Blood vessels are present. This is the primary follicle. then tertiary follicle, then Graafian follicle, then ovum is releasing also shown there, and corpus luteum. This is the sectional view of ovary. This diagram also you have to draw along with the question, explain the structural view of ovary asking. Then this diagram with the labels you have to draw when it is asking us a question. So this diagram only shown there. This diagram is showing there blood vessels, follicle showing antrum. Same diagram only shown there by the sectional view. So now we had learned about the oogenesis only. Oogenesis, the process of formation of mature female gamete is called the oogenesis, which is markedly different from spermatogenesis only. Here polar body also forming, unequal division taking place. That is the main difference. Oogenesis is starting from the embryonic developmental stage. Oogenesis is initiated during the embryonic developmental stage when couple of million gametes, million ovum mother cells are formed. Gamete mother cells are called oogonia within each fetal ovary. No more oogonia are formed after the birth of this child. It is developing in the fetus itself. When this embryo is inside the womb of the mother, then it is called fetus. This oogonia or gamete mother cells are formed in the fetus only. After the birth, no more cells are added. And afterwards, this oogonia starts division. Oogonia starting meiotic cell division, that is enter into the prophase one of the meiotic division and get temporarily arrested at that stage called the primary oocytes. Each primary oocyte then gets surrounded by a layer of granulosa cells. Primary oocyte is surrounded by a layer of granulosa cells and then it is called as primary follicle. So oogonia, primary oocytes and primary follicle. A large number of these follicles degenerate during the phase from birth to the puberty. So therefore, at puberty, millions of cells are forming already. We had learned that when it was fetus, millions of gamete mother cells are forming. But when it is, some cells are degenerating because of that. When it attains the puberty, only 60,000 to 80,000 primary follicles are left in each ovary. The primary follicle gets surrounded by more layers of granulosa cells and a new theca, new covering called a secondary follicle. By these changes, primary follicle converted into secondary follicles. How it is changed? The primary follicle gets surrounded by more layers of granulosa cell and it has a outer covering also, a new theca also developed. Two changes happened there. How primary follicles converted into secondary follicle? It is surrounded by more layers of granulosa cells and a new theca and called the secondary follicle. The secondary follicle soon transforms into a tertiary follicle, which is characterized by a fluid-filled cavity called the andrum. Andrum also seen there. Here andrum also shown here. Tertiary follicle showing andrum. This fluid present inside is called the andrum. So the theca layer is having two covering. Two covering are there in the theca. Inner covering is called intra and outer covering is called externa. Interna and externa. Two layers are there for the theca. Inner one is called interna and outer one is called externa. So at this stage, the primary oocyte within the tertiary follicle, at this stage, the primary oocyte which is present in the tertiary follicle grows in size and completes its first meiotic division. First it was started in the prophase one only, this oogonia. Now this meiotic division is completed. It is an unequal division only. The meaning of unequal division means two cells will be formed in that one will be larger in the size and other smaller size only. So here larger one is got the name secondary oocyte and the other one is polar body only. As you know that as meiotic cell division is taking place for the oogonia, the newly formed secondary oocyte is haploid in nature. Haploid in nature. So this is haploid secondary oocyte only. Haploid secondary oocyte. If the secondary oocyte retain bulk of the nutrient-rich cytoplasm in the primary oocyte only. Secondary oocyte retains bulk of the nutrient-rich. Even though primary oocyte is converted into the secondary oocyte, the bulk or mass of the cytoplasm will be remain there only. First polar body born out of the first meiotic division divide further or degenerate. Up to now, scientists are also in the confusion that it is not sure about this. The first polar body will be divide or degenerate. The tertiary follicle further changes into the mature follicle or Graafian follicle. The secondary oocyte forms a new membrane called the zona pellucida. Secondary oocyte forms a new membrane called the zona pellucida surrounding it. The Graafian follicle now rupture. The Graafian follicle now breaking. Then secondary oocyte present from secondary oocyte is present inside the Graafian follicle. Now this Graafian follicle will be ruptured. The secondary oocyte, that is the ovum only, the secondary oocyte release. The process is called the ovulation. That is only shown here. That is shown by the diagram here. The structure is important. Along with the question, you have to draw the. This is the schematic representation of oogenesis. See the schematic representation of oogenesis. This one is oogonia. Oogonia can be also called as gamete mother cell. Oogonia is calling as gamete mother cell. Chromosome number per cell is 46. 46 chromosome number is 46 only. And it divides into 4 cells. As meiotic cell division takes place, then only 4 cells are forming. Here mitosis differentiation only. Fetal life only. This is the fetal life when the child is inside the uterus of the mother itself. These cells are developing, and as a result, the primary oocyte is formed here. As mitotic cell division only took place, this primary oocyte is also having 46 number only. And in primary oocyte only, first meiotic division is taking place. After the this is happening after the birth of the child only. Birth or childhood stage, this would be takes place. Primary oocyte undergoing first meiotic cell division. As a result, first 2 cells will be. This is an unequal division. Already I told that first polar body and secondary oocyte will be developed. This is larger cell will be called as secondary oocyte, and this is the first polar body. Meiotic division, first meiotic division took place. Now second meiotic division only taking place here. As a result, the secondary oocyte will be given ovum and second polar body will be formed. This much only. Summary of the oogenesis is this only. Starting from which one only? Oogonia. What is the other name of oogonia? Gamete mother cells. Undergoing mitosis differentiation only. Cell division will be takes place by mitosis. As a result, the chromosome number here 46 is there. This chromosome number is not changing. As a result, this mitosis by mitosis differentiation, oogonia is converted into primary oocyte. And afterwards, what will be happen? This primary oocyte undergo meiotic division only. In meiosis, 2 division are there: reduction division and equational division. First reduction division only taking place. First meiotic division is the reduction division. Because of this reduction division, chromosome number reduced to half. So here, and this is taking place after the birth of the child only. This is taking place in the fetus one only. This oogonia is converted into primary oocyte is taking place in the fetal life. Fetal life means this fetus means this embryo is inside the womb of the mother. And this first primary oocyte is converted into secondary oocyte is taking place after the birth of the child only, means childhood only. And in puberty, this second primary oocyte undergo division, second meiotic division to form. This is an unequal division. One cell is larger is called the secondary oocyte, and smaller one, this one is called the first polar body, and this one is called the secondary oocyte. Afterwards, second division, that is the equational division only. Equational division means chromosome number is not changing. So secondary oocyte is converted into ovum and polar body. So I think that all of you understood the term oogenesis. The product of oogenesis is ovum only, and starting from oogonia only. Now we are coming to the next topic, that is menstrual cycle only. Menstrual cycle. Menstrual cycle, all of you knowing that the reproductive cycle in the female primates, monkeys, apes, and human being. The reproductive cycle in the female primates, primate also and primate. Primate already we have discussed in the first lesson. Example, monkey, ape, and a human being is called a menstrual cycle. The reproductive cycle in the female primate, example, monkeys, apes, and human being is called a menstrual cycle. The first menstruation begins at puberty and is called menarche. The first menstruation begins after attaining the adult stage only, puberty. It is biologically this adult stage where reproduction start is called puberty. So, which is the first menstruation begins at puberty is called menarche. In human females, menstruation is repeated at an average interval of about 28 or 29 days. In human females, menstruation is repeated at an average interval of about 28 or 29 days. And the cycle of events starting from one menstruation till the next one is called a menstrual cycle. A cycle of events starting from one menstruation till the next menstruation. The interval between one menstruation completed up to the next menstruation start is called menstrual cycle. So the reproductive cycle in female primate like monkeys, apes, and human being is called a menstrual cycle. The first menstruation begins at puberty. After puberty only first menstruation begins, menarche. It is called as menarche. The human females menstruation is repeated at an average interval of 28 to 29 days. So what is menstrual cycle? The cycle of events starting from one menstruation till the next one is called a menstrual cycle. One ovum is released during the middle of each menstrual cycle. Each menstrual cycle, one ovum only releasing. That two ovary are there. 1 month the right ovary is releasing one ovum. The next month the left ovary will be released the other ovum. Like that altering it is. The major events of menstrual cycle are shown in figure 3.9. This figure is shown here. How the follicles are developing and mature follicle. After the maturation of follicle, release of ovum is there. And what are the controlling of hormone for this event also shown here only. So it is divided into these phases. First menstruation will be occur. It can be last for 3 to 5 days. Menstrual flow will be occur. Menstruation, first phase is menstruation. It can be occur from 3 to 5 days. So 5 days up to 1 to 5 days it is shown here. The menstrual flow result due to breakdown of endometrial lining of the uterus only. This menstrual flow results due to breakdown of endometrial. Inner lining of the uterus is called endometrium. The menstrual flow results due to breakdown of endometrial lining of the uterus and its blood vessels, which forms liquid that comes out through the vagina. By the breaking of endometrium, blood vessels are breaking. As a result, blood and remaining portion of the blood vessel is oozing out through the vagina. This is called menstruation. So menstrual cycle starting from menstruation, this lasts for 3 to 5 days. The menstrual flow results due to breakdown of endometrial lining of the uterus and its blood vessels, which forms liquid that comes out through the vagina. Menstruation only occurs if the released ovum is not fertilized. After fertilization, if fertilization taking place, then menstruation does not occur. Which condition menstruation occurs? If the ovum released is not fertilized by the sperm. The ovum released is not fertilized by the sperm. Lack of menstruation may be indicative of pregnancy only. So pregnancy means a fertilization took place. The released ovum is fertilized by the sperm. Then pregnancy is there. Then menstrual cycle does not take place. However, it may also be caused due to some other underlying causes like stress, poor health, etc. Because of this reason also menstruation can be stopped. Stress is there, poor health. The menstrual phase is followed by follicular phase only. Second phase, here we can see that the second phase is follicular phase only. It is also calling as proliferative phase. Proliferative means multiplying in number. So menstrual phase is followed by the follicular phase. During this phase, the primary follicles in the ovary grow to become a fully mature Graafian follicle, and simultaneously the endometrium of the uterus regenerates. During this phase, the primary follicles in the ovary grow to become a fully mature Graafian follicle, and simultaneously the endometrium of the uterus regenerates through proliferation. Regenerating. Through proliferation means cells divides and multiply in the number. Afterwards, again it is regenerating. Endometrium regenerating. These changes in the ovary and the uterus are induced by changes in the level of pituitary and ovarian hormone. Both the hormone, pituitary hormone also controlling the menstrual cycle. At the same time, ovarian hormones are also controlling the menstrual cycle. Hormones control is important in this cycle. The secretion of gonadotropins, two hormones are there, LH and FSH, luteinizing hormone and follicle stimulating hormone. These two are gonadotropins, increases gradually during the follicular phases. They start to increase the amount. Which phase? The follicular phase, that is the second phase after menstrual phase. Increases. Which two hormone? Two gonadotropic hormones, that is luteinizing hormone LH and follicle stimulating hormone FSH, increases gradually during the follicular phase and stimulates follicular development as well as secretion of estrogens. It stimulates follicular development and secretion of estrogens by the growing follicles. So first, follicular development is taking place. Afterwards, from the follicle, estrogen is secreted. Both LH and FSH attain a peak level in the middle of the cycle, that is the 14th day. In which day it will come to the maximum or peak level. LH and FSH hormone comes to the peak level, that is the maximum amount in 14th day, that is the middle of the cycle. It is a cycle of 28 days. So 14th day, that is the middle day, the amount of LH and FSH attain a peak level only. Rapid secretion of LH leading to its maximum level during the mid-cycle called the LH surge induces rupture of Graafian follicle, and thereby the release of ovum will be takes place. So 14th day, what will be takes place? Release of ovum is taking place in the 14th day. This is the release of ovum. This is ovulation is shown. This ovulation is taking place here in the 14th day only. This ovulation will be takes place. Now, the ovulation, that is the ovulatory phase. Ovulation phase, ovum is secreted from the ovary, that is called ovulatory phase. When ovum is released from the ovary on the 14th day, maximum amount of LH and FSH is there. Then that phase is called ovulatory phase, is followed by next phase is luteal phase, during which the remaining parts of the Graafian follicle, luteal phase is the next phase, during which the remaining parts of the Graafian follicle transform as the corpus luteum. Remaining parts of the some parts are rupture, then only ovum will be come outside. Some parts of the Graafian follicle rupturing, then ovum will be comes outside. Afterwards, the remaining parts of the Graafian follicle transform as the corpus luteum. The corpus luteum secretes large amounts of progesterone. Now, which hormone is there? Progesterone. Luteal phase, progesterone is there, and ovulation, up to ovulation, estrogen will be worked. Now, progesterone, which is essential for maintenance of endometrium. Such an endometrium is necessary for implantation of embryo, implantation of the fertilized ovum, that is embryo, and other events of the pregnancy. Endometrium is needed for pregnancy stage only, because the embryo is implanting on the endometrium only. Endometrium only providing nutrition, and which are the necessities for the developing embryo is providing by the endometrium. So this endometrium should be regenerated. For that, which hormone is helping for that? Progesterone is helping for that. Such an endometrium is necessary for implantation of the fertilized ovum and other events of pregnancy. During pregnancy, all events of the menstrual cycle stop. During pregnancy, all events of the menstrual cycle stop and there is no menstruation. In the absence of fertilization, the corpus luteum degenerates. This causes disintegration of the endometrium, leading to menstruation again. So in the absence of fertilization, the corpus luteum degenerates. Corpus luteum degenerates. This causes disintegration of endometrium leading to menstruation, marking a new cycle. So in human beings, menstrual cycle ceases or stops around 50 years of age only. In human being, menstrual cycle ceases or stops up to the age of up to around the year 50. That is termed as menopause. First menstrual cycle is called as menarche, and the last, right, the one after menstrual cycle stops up to the age of 50 years, that process is called a menopause. Cyclic menstruation is an indicator of normal reproductive phase and distance between menarche and menopause. So we can say that this menstrual cycle is a cycle occurring within 28 days only with the 4 phases. It is an indicator of normal reproductive phase and distance between first menstruation is menarche and last step to menopause. So it is cyclic menstruation is distance between menarche and menopause, only menarche and menopause. Now we will be see so menstrual cycle, see here, starting from menarche, that is the first menstrual cycle. Menarche, first menstrual cycle. Then first phase is menstrual cycle only. It is divided into 4 cycles. That is in that first one is menstrual cycle, even starting from one menstruation till the next one occurs. Even starting from one menstruation till the next one. And the next phase is menstrual phase. That is menstrual flow occurs. That is, it can be extended from 3 to 5 days. 3 to 5 days are there. 3 to 5 days. So next one is follicular phase. Primary follicle grow into mature Graafian follicle. Primary follicle grow into mature Graafian follicle. Endometrium regenerates. Endometrium multiply in number and regenerating. And 14th day ovulation occurs. Release of ovaries occur at the 14th day. That is the middle of the cycle. And next phase is luteal phase. Now ovum released. So Graafian follicle transform as the corpus luteum. Graafian follicle is converted into corpus luteum, and next menstrual cycle begins. And last is the menopause, that is the menstrual cycle ceases around 50 years is the menopause. So menstrual cycle can be summarized like this. The first one is menarche. Menarche, that is the first menstrual cycle, and first menstrual cycle occurs, menstrual flow, menstruation is occurring, that is called as menarche after the puberty stage attained. And this cycle is divided into menstrual cycle. Menstrual cycle can be divided into menstrual phase, follicular phase, ovulation, and luteal phase. 4 phases are there. Menstrual cycle can be divided into 4 phases: menstrual phase, follicular phase, ovulation, and the luteal phase also there. Luteal phase. So menarche, that is the first menstrual cycle, and the menstrual cycle means the events which are occurring from one menstruation to till the next one occurs. That is the definition of menstrual cycle. Now menstrual cycle can be divided into 4 phases. First one is menstrual phase, in that menstruation occurs. Menstrual flow it is. This is the breaking of endometrium will be occur. In menstrual phase, breaking of the inner layer of uterus. Inner layer of uterus is called the endometrium. Breaking occurs. Menstrual flow occurs, that is 3 to 5 days. Then follicular phase. The follicular phase, it will be try to regenerate what is lost from the body. That is primary follicle grow into mature Graafian follicle. Primary follicle grow into mature Graafian follicle. Endometrium regenerates and ovulation release of ovum. 14th day it is. Now after this 14th day, next phase is luteal phase. That is Graafian follicle transform as the corpus luteum, and the next cycle begins only. This is. So menstrual cycle divided into menstrual phase, follicular phase, ovulation, luteus phase. In this menstrual phase, follicular phase is controlled by estrogen hormone. Follicular phase, that is the development of endometrium. Regeneration of endometrium is controlled by estrogen hormone, and destruction or degeneration of Graafian endometrium is controlled by progesterone. Progesterone. So menstrual cycle only, last we had discussed the menstrual cycle only. Two topic only today we have discussed the oogenesis and menstrual cycle. So I think that all of you understood the term menarche. Then menstrual cycle, already I told you that a menstrual cycle having 4 parts. Menstrual cycle starts from the menstrual phase when menstrual flow occurs and it lasts for 3 to 5 days. The menstrual flow results due to breakdown of endometrial lining of the uterus and its blood vessels, which forms liquid that comes out through the vagina. That is called a menstruation. Menstruation only occurs if the released ovum is not fertilized. If the ovum is fertilized, then pregnancy will be takes place. If ovum is not fertilized, then menstruation will be takes place. But lack of menstruation may be of pregnancy, but some other reasons are there, like stress and poor health also can be stop the menstruation. Menstrual phase is followed by the follicular phase. During this phase, the primary follicles in the ovary grow to become a fully mature Graafian follicle, and simultaneously the endometrium of uterus regenerates through the proliferation. The changes in the ovary and uterus are induced by changes in the level of pituitary and ovarian hormone. The secretion of gonadotropins increases gradually during the follicular phase and stimulates follicular development as well as secretion of estrogen by the growing follicles. Both LH and FSH attain a peak level in the middle of the cycle. Both the hormones, the luteinizing hormone and the follicle stimulating hormone, then only ovulation occurs. When ovulation occurs, these 3 hormones are there, LH, FSH and estrogen is also there in the body. Peak level is maximum level. Rapid secretion of LH leading to its maximum level during the mid-cycle called LH surge induces rupture of Graafian follicle. When LH is increasing in the body, rupture of Graafian follicle and thereby release of ovum will be takes place. This phase is called ovulation, and this phase is ovulatory phase, and event is called ovulation. The next phase is luteal phase, during which the remaining parts of Graafian follicle transform as corpus luteum. So it is called a luteal phase. The Graafian follicle is converted into luteal, corpus luteum. So it is luteal phase. Corpus luteum secretes large amounts of progesterone, which is essential for maintenance of the endometrium. Regeneration of endometrium is by the hormone progesterone. Such an endometrium is necessary for implantation of the fertilized ovum and other events of pregnancy. During pregnancy, all events of the menstrual cycle stop and there is no menstruation. In the absence of fertilization, the corpus luteum degenerates. This causes disintegration of the endometrium leading to menstruation, marking a new cycle only. So in human being, menstrual cycle ceases around 50 years old. That is termed as menopause. So cyclic menstruation is there, then menstruation occurring, then it can be considered as the reproductive period, and it is extends between first menstruation, that is menarche, and the last one is menopause only. So by this I think that today we discussed the 2 topics, oogenesis and menstrual cycle. So I think that all of you understood it is. One time you also try to read and understand. Any difficulty you are having, then you can contact through the WhatsApp. Best of luck to all of you.